Hey, it's diaperperv,
Hey, and it's Super Baby.
and we are going to talk about something that you guys all want to know about, and you probably have a lot of experience with. It is meeting other ABDLs.
Yes.
For any reason.
For any reason. To have fun, for play dates, just to meet up for drinks, whatever. You want to maybe get out there and start meeting people, right? You're in your house all the time, you're being little all the time, you're on your social media all the time, taking pictures of yourself. People are looking at it and they're like, boy, that person would be nice to hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
I want to meet that person,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then it's really hard to get into it because it's like, all right, how do I reach out? How do I make that connection? For some, it's an easy, hey, like your pictures. Thanks. What's your name? Blah, blah. And it snowballs.
Yeah, and it's easy to have a conversation. It's natural. And for some, it's not so much because you get nervous or anxious.
There's that anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten so many messages from people. Hey, just going out on a limb here, but I love your content. You're probably not going to answer this, blah, blah, blah. And when I see something like that and they put the effort, I'm like, no, of course I'm going to answer. Thanks. That was nice of you to say. That made me feel good. Blah, blah, blah. So like we would start those conversations and, you know, in the beginning it's like, I'm making a friend.
Mm-hmm.
But then if this friend is like, okay, look, I dig what this person's about. It seems like they dig what I'm about. I'm just going to go out there and, hey, you want to meet up? If it's possible, if you're local, great. If not, you know, you make plans because people meet each other from all over the place. That's the first problem. Somebody you connect with.
Oh, they don't live anywhere
They
near
don't live
you.
anywhere near you. And that's the problem. So that problem number one is location.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you could still meet via Skype or video and be friends that way.
And that's nice and all, but obviously the ultimate goal is, for me, the ultimate goal is live interaction.
Me too.
Right? Because you're doing this all the time by yourself, and I guess you kind of build up a little fantasy in your head, and you're like, I want to try this out. And I want to try it with you. So I'm going to make the effort to talk to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully steer the conversation in a way where it's like, okay, we seem to jive well. How about we meet up?
So is that how you approach it when you want to meet someone? How about we meet up after some good conversation, some good online conversation?
Well, it depends. Like, you know, when I talk to somebody, I take into account obviously where they live. And quite recently, I connected with a little who really liked my stuff, and she was like, you know, for a while I admire your stuff, but you know. I would love for you to baby me. I would love to baby you, right? You know, one of those things. I'm like, this is great. So in my head, I'm like, okay, if you were local, we'd be meeting, right?
Yes.
But you live in another country on the other side of the continent. And I'm like, I love that you say this, and I want to meet you, but in the back of my head, I'm like, this isn't going to happen. Because you're so far in another country. You know what I'm saying? It's like...
So then do you still put the effort into talking with them?
I still talk to them. I'm still friendly because you never know. But it's just one of those things that discourages you.
It does.
Right? Because it's like, damn, here's another person I connect with. Fuck, they live in another country.
And for me, personally, I don't put the time into it.
No.
Like if I see they're far away and we're probably never going to meet.
Yeah.
I don't have that in me. I don't have the free time to do that. Yeah. Whereas you feel like you do. You have. You're more hopeful than
I'm more hopeful. Yes.
Because you're looking for something else.
Well, ultimately, obviously, it's, you know, I'm looking for a relationship with somebody who will share this with me and want to share it with me. And obviously, I'm looking on Instagram. I don't have that many platforms. I have Instagram.
And you have YouTube.
I have YouTube.
So people are gonna see you on YouTube.
Yes, exactly. You know, but you know, there's more than just the adult baby side. You need to connect on the vanilla side. You know, you have this kink, and what brings you first together. Well, your interests are brought together is because you share a common interest, this ABDL thing, whether they're a little or a switch or a mommy or a caregiver, and they like your style of, I'm totally infant when it comes to being little. And I attract other caregivers and littles who also like that. And there are caregivers who probably want more of a toddler. There's caregivers that probably,
So what I'm hearing is that you attract people by being yourself.
Yes.
And then the right people that like
Yes.
what you have to offer will contact
Yes.
you. Do you contact them or do you
sometimes,
do they contact
sometimes so if I find somebody that's interesting,
Mhm.
I'll comment on a story or their pictures. Very cute. If I think something's sexy, the emoji with the heart eyes, very hot. That's right. That's legit. Like, this is it. I'm not beating around the bush.
Right.
If I see somebody post something and it's hot, I'm like, this is fucking hot.
Yeah.
I mean, it is,
Right.
And they're doing it for a reason.
Exactly.
Like, I know that for some mommies out there, what I put out is hot.
Mm-hmm.
They like seeing a big, strong guy acting like a baby, like an infant, like complete. And that's who I'm playing to, because that's me. I'm not gonna lie and be somebody else that I'm not.
Right.
And so this is me. The people who follow me like that for the most part. And there's a lot of people that do contact me. And I have opportunities to meet these people. The problem, though, with actually meeting somebody after you connected with them is that, are they 100% committed to meeting you? Are they? They're not. Are they going to?
But you don't know that until it's the time to meet up.
Yes.
And then do they flake on you? So what's your percentage of like flaking to non-flaking, I guess?
All right, so I don't want to count pro mommies because they're being paid for a service.
No, they don't count.
So as far as I have a pretty good record of successful meetups versus flaking out. But the problem is getting to the point where we're gonna meet up and getting there, like working ourselves up to be like, hey, we should meet up, type of thing.
So do you find that easy or hard? Like,
it's
because to me it's pretty to the point. Like, I'm like that too. Like, hey, do you want to meet up? Because my goal is to meet people.
Yes.
Face to face.
Well, the want is there. The execution is the hard part. If you live in another state, okay, when can I travel to see you, or when can you travel to see me? Are you willing to travel to see me? And
just move to Vegas. Everyone
right?
comes here.
I know, right? But here's an example of there's a local person. Like, when I say local, we're talking 15 minutes from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
She's a mommy. She saw my stuff. She's like, I want to baby you.
I mean, you're pretty adorable.
Thank you. So I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, I'm down. Do you want to meet up first? Like, I offered, do you want to meet up for drinks? Just to get a vibe.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
And then she was like, well, that kind of feels like a date. I'm like,
oh.
All right, then we don't have to do that. She says we could FaceTime instead to get the vibe. I'm like, all right, okay, hey, no problem, right? And so we never end up FaceTiming, but we did converse about what we want. And she's like, look, I got a spare room. You can bring all your stuff, all this stuff here I could bring with. I have a crib and everything. And I could bring the stuff, set it up, and then she would baby me for the day. I'm like, that sounds great.
That's a pretty big commitment.
It is, but she offered.
Okay. Yeah.
Not me, her. So I'm like, I'm down. Let's do this. I'm not getting any younger. So I want to have experiences, right? The more the merrier.
Right.
I'll be babied by people that I don't expect to become my partner. I just want to have fun.
So then what happened with her?
So
fast forward.
So I was like, all right, I'm free such and such a weekend. All right, let me ask my little first. I'm like, what do you mean you're little? Like, yeah, I have a little that I baby virtually. And I don't think he'd be too keen on me meeting somebody live. I'm like, well, why did you offer? Why did you offer? Almost as if you're wasting, why would you, right? You're wasting my time is what you're doing.
Exactly.
Because you're building something up with the intention of meeting, and then you just say, nah, Either you have a little and or you got scared.
Like she already knew the dynamic they were in, so that should have been brought up.
And she was like, "Listen," she said, "No," she was up front, like, "I don't want anything relationship wise." I'm like, "No strings attached. Fine, let's just have fun. Let's just have fun. You want to experience it. You seem to be attracted to what I have to offer. Why don't we make this a reality? You know, I'll make you'll be happy. I'll be happy. We'll both get something out of it." And then she was like very iffy. So I was like, you know what? You deal with that. And when you get that figured out, come to me. Let me know. Because I'm not going to sit there and pursue something.
Yes.
If it's not, like...
Don't chase after it.
There's some people that are just like, let's do it.
I wonder if sometimes people do that because they want to feel wanted. And
I think that's...
They do that, maybe even subconsciously. People do that just to dangle the carrot and then take it back. I think that's a reason why people can be flaky.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it is. It's like, it's a fantasy that, oh my God, it's become real. And then they can't handle it. Mm-hmm. They had no intentions of doing it. And then maybe they're doing it to get off. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like maybe
totally,
that fantasy is like, and then the thought of it happened and then. So again, that's for me, those are time wasters. But then there are other opportunities where, we made plans to meet and we met. And those times are nice. Unfortunately, all the meetups I have are one-offs, meaning met once and that was it. There was no building of any dynamic.
Okay.
And I met a lot of good people, a lot of people that I'm still friends with that I appreciate the time we had together. And each one of those experiences, I learned something new about myself. Mm-hmm. And if you don't meet up with people, or if you fail to do that, or if you're too scared to, you're going to miss out on learning more about yourself, I think. Like in my head, I have a fantasy of how I want to be treated. And in my head, I have a fantasy of how I think, I would be with mommy. But until you actually have those experiences, it's just that fantasy. And then you will know, maybe your fantasy was, okay, that's not really what I want. I learned this about myself because I met this person and she did this and I really liked it. Or she did this and I didn't like it. And you're not going to know if you're not going out there and meeting people. And if you're somebody who's on the fence about meeting somebody, yes, you need to be very careful, obviously. There's a lot of creeps out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But you have to be smart and not be afraid to experience something, especially if you know somebody that's well known in the community, who has a good track record, who's never fucking violated anybody's consent, but...
Are you talking about yourself? Yes. Oh, this is not an advertisement for you. We are on a topic here that we need to be talking about.
Okay, we're talking about meeting people.
We're talking about meeting
I'm the cat's
people.
pajamas, by the way. Okay, I'm just kidding. Anyway.
I'm gonna spank you.
At the end of the day, it's really hard, and I'm sure you guys...
Wait, what's hard? Just to meet people? What?
Yes.
What's so fun?
It's to meet people. So...
I don't think it is. I live in a big city.
You live in a big city, but again, in my experience, to try to make plans to do it, it's so hard. Because time-wise, do you have the time to meet somebody?
Yeah.
You have to make the time to meet somebody.
You have to make it. Both have to.
Your schedules have to jive, and that's another big problem with meeting people. It's like, well, I can only do this day. Well, I work that day, So it's like...
Well, it's a sacrifice, just like anything else. You have to plan it out like an adult.
Yeah.
So where did you find people to meet? And I'll talk about mine.
Instagram is the primary source of where I met people. Okay. And sometimes these took years to develop.
Years.
Yes, like one friend of mine. I met her many years ago on Instagram. She lives in Florida, and we always said we should hang out, and we never did because because she's in Florida. It's hard to make that trek. You got to spend the cash to go down there. And then one year she was coming up to New York, and was like, let's meet. And I'm like, let's do it. And we finally did it. And it was because we wanted to. There was no like, let's think about this. No, we wanted to. We met, and it was great. It was great. We had a nice little dynamic. We did a little playtime and everything like that. And it was really fun. And, you know, again, I learned a little bit about myself during that meeting. She learned a little bit about the ABDL side. I think it was the first time she babied anybody. And then that weekend I met 2 other girls that I was able to baby for the first time.
Cool. How did you meet them?
They were part through her.
Okay.
Through Instagram.
Yeah.
She set this meeting up in New York.
Yeah.
And she brought 2 friends of hers that were little but never wore a diaper before.
Oh, wow.
And so I brought my crib. I brought this thing.
Yeah.
And I gave them the very awesome first experience of their lives because they were babied in like a crib. And
oh yeah,
right,
like a full immersive.
Yes, so they really got and when I meet these people, if I'm going to be the daddy, like I'm giving 110%. It's more real for me because I want them to be happy, and so that they leave that with a great experience. And they had them, and they loved it, and now they're experimenting on their own, and they're meeting the other people, and I don't know how the dynamics are, yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that it's important to make really good connections with people, and then you'll meet their friends, and that's how I've met some of the people I play with is through introductions from someone I trusted, and they trusted, like mutual friends.
Yes. Word of mouth type of thing, right? And it's good because they're vetting for you.
Exactly. Much. Yes. Yeah. So we can get right to it.
Yes.
Whatever it is, whether it's friendship or playtime. So I had another tip too. Hold on. Let me think.
You just can't get discouraged if you can't meet somebody. Just keep trying.
Right, it's like a numbers game, right? Like, do you hit up like a lot of different people around your area that look interesting and you might want a friendship with?
You know, as far as ABDL goes, there's a handful of people in my area that I would play with. It's just the time, and if I offer the time, they're not available. And it's like, okay, there's only so many times I'm going to offer before I'm like, I'm not even going to offer anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes. No, 100%.
You can't just keep pursuing. You can't keep,
you
can't keep pursuing.
Yeah, I've been there.
Offer it. If they take you up on it, great. If they flake out on you and then they offer an alternative, awesome. If they don't offer an alternative, then they probably weren't interested to begin with. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they had an interest, if they really had an interest in meeting you, they would do what it takes to meet you. If they really didn't have that interest, then they really didn't give a shit to begin with. I think, personally, I think.
Okay, so let's talk about what makes someone interesting enough, or how do you approach someone that you pique their interest? So let's start with me. I'm someone who gets a lot of DMs and shit all across my platforms. So I only have a finite amount of time, so I have to make decisions. So when people hit me up saying, oh, I'll be in Vegas, do you want to meet up? I do make quick decisions.
Yes.
And most of the time, it's a no.
Yeah, okay.
Almost all the time. So I look at their profile. That's what I do first.
Got to examine.
And if there's nothing there that in your initial message and on your profile that I can see quickly that interests me, then my answer is a no.
So
that sucks.
So, but these are random people.
Yes, these are random people. Now, if they're like, oh, I'm good friends with so-and-so and they can vet me.
Yeah.
Or make that introduction, then I've actually met people that turned into play partners that way.
Okay. See, I think I need a little bit more connection before I could do a random, like, hey, I'm such and such, I'm gonna be in the area, do you want to meet up? I'm like, yeah, I'll look at your profile, but I still want, let's chat some more. Let's talk, because I don't.
For sure.
Yeah, I need to know more about you before
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with meeting you.
Yeah.
It's flattering that they come out and ask.
But even if I'm meeting someone just as a friend first,
Yeah.
like, because there's never any expectation
Yeah.
that I'm gonna play with them.
Yeah.
I'm just meeting them as a friend
Okay.
first, just as an ABDL.
Like coffee
buddy.
or something,
Yeah.
or drinks. Yeah, that's smart.
Or just walk around and just chat.
Yes.
But there have been times when I've met someone through someone else, like a stranger.
Yeah.
There's an initial spark right away.
Okay.
I can tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
I think once a face-to-face is there and you exchange the words, you can kind of see if there's a spark.
Face-to-face
or
is
interest.
so much more. You could tell so much more by body language.
Mm-hmm.
There's an aura. There's like a vibe, and if the vibe's right, the vibe's right. And you can put out a vibe on Instagram and make it look like you're something else, but in
Yes.
person you can clearly tell.
I've
you
seen
can
that
clearly
a
tell.
lot.
Yeah. If this person's cool, if they're not, if they're gonna be flaky, then you're like, oh, this person looks very timid, and I want somebody who's a little bit more outgoing. So I'm just gonna be like, all right, nice knowing you, pat them on the head, and off you go, type of thing.
That's so mean! Oh my goodness, you have not done that.
No, I
you?
have not done that. No, of course not. But that's how I feel. Like,
Okay.
you're so cute. Off you go. Onto, you know. I'm
gee.
getting too old for playing the games. That's another thing. You don't want.
Well, no one wants
No
to
one
play
wants-
a game. There are people that do play this fucking game and then they flake and they get off on that.
And that's going to give them a bad reputation. And you're not going to end up meeting people that way. That's, sorry to say, but that's how it works.
No, it's not going to give them a bad reputation because no one says anything online about it, so no one knows.
That's true. Like,
No.
I didn't say anything about this one chick until now, so I don't know if she sees that.
I can't believe you even said that on here. Okay, so
It's the truth. What do you want me to do? I'm speaking the truth. I'm speaking to you guys the issues I had with not dating, but with just meeting anybody for playtime. And yeah, you want to get to know. I met one. She's a sweet girl and everything, but we were meeting for playtime, and our first meeting ever face to face was that like it was a quick let's meet up type of thing. I don't know, it took maybe a month and a half between starting to talking and then meeting up.
okay.
And we were very nervous at the beginning because we really didn't have that much time to get to know each other. And well, here we are now. I'm supposed to baby you, and now we're like shy because
Right, because no one wants to make the first move and go too far or cross a boundary
Yes.
without talking about it, and then
Exactly.
you're just scared. You're like, how do I talk about it?
So it's like it was a weird one because let's see, how'd it go? I was little first, then we were little together. And then the following morning, she was little and I was a daddy, right? So we kind of had a transition. So
Yeah.
the first night, but she never changed me. I went into the bathroom, I changed myself.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was
'cause
that-
you guys never talked about the expectation.
Well,
or
we
what-
kind of did.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of was a little forced, like, listen, I hope you don't mind, but I might be aroused during the change. I'm just, but don't worry about it. Just work around it. But just don't want you to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Right.
trying to get. And I think that turned her off about it. Like, of
Oh,
course-
really? Oh, that you were.
Yeah, because it was not anything sexual. This interaction was more for just playtime and regression,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's fine with me. I mean, it's very sexual for me, but it doesn't always have to be sexual.
No,
I just want like I said, the experience.
I think I'm like low key disappointed or like not offended, but disappointed if they're not aroused.
Yeah,
I
okay.
changed that.
That you're different.
I just snorted.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
different because for some people it's not sexual, right? And so, I guess for her it wasn't. She's with somebody now, and I don't know what their dynamic is, but they're both little. They're both she's a caregiver, and I'm sure he gets aroused, and I'm sure they have fun, but that's a different dynamic. We were just friends. I've had other experiences were good. I mean, for the most part, they were all good.
Ooh.
But
Here's a question. Okay, let's say someone cold messages you, right?
Yes.
On your platforms. What can they say to get you interested?
Okay.
And what's an automatic no?
hi, can I be your mommy? Automatic no.
Yeah.
Automatic no, because hello, my name is. What's your name? Let's get to know each other. Your content's great. Hey, I wouldn't mind babying you one day. That's the normal progression, not right off the bat. Hi, I want to be your mommy. Like, you don't know me.
Right.
You don't know me. You're not even following me because I'm private. And so you'll get these instant messages, you know, and then.
Oh, well, then
right?
those are probably fake mommies.
Of course,
yeah,
they are.
Yeah.
Now, if they have been following me for a while and I notice them interacting with my content and liking my content, they're still not going to come out and say, I want to be your mommy. They'll just start a conversation with me. And then at some point, they'll be like, you know, I wouldn't mind babying you. Like, that would be cool if you don't mind. And I'll be like, yeah, that'd be great. That would be great, you know.
Yeah.
One person cold called me, if you want to call that. She was a little. She saw my daddy account. And she liked what she saw. My point of view videos and a couple of videos of me babying some women. And she just came out of the blue and said, hi, you know, my name is such and such. I love your content. Just, you know, a couple of nice things said. And then I responded, thank you very much. I appreciate it, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, listen, this is kind of weird, but would you be open to diapering, like babying me, but in a platonic way? You know, I am dating somebody, and but they're allowing me to have this experience. I really want to have this experience, and I like your style. And are you okay with that? She asked me like a normal person, and I said,
Right.
you know what? Yes, let's get to know each other a little bit more.
Yeah.
Let's get to know what your wants and your needs are. And if I think we vibe well, then yeah, we'll go have a meeting.
Right.
A lunch. We had a lunch first, and right off the bat, it was like you could tell. She was first of all happy I wasn't, like, she saw my picture before we met up. Obviously, she was happy that I wasn't a troll, that I wasn't, you know, I was well put together.
This is just all one fucking big advertisement for you.
It's not I'm giving you my experience. It's not an advertisement for me, but I am the tits. No, but I'm saying, like, and we had a great time. Like, we had, like, that connection was really good. It was a strong connection right off the bat.
That's
Unfortunately, shit didn't work out. We hung out twice. Both times, really good fucking experiences. Both times, she was regressed fully, and I loved every minute of it. I love being a caregiver just as much as I love being little. And it was a great experience. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. That was a twofer, actually. I saw her twice. That's rare. I'm only usually a one-off type of guy, you know.
Why?
Because it's just. Well, on that case, her boyfriend was like, "Nah, man, it's not happening," because she got a little aroused when I was changing her and stuff, and you know, her boyfriend.
Your bravado cracks me up.
What?
I'm just gonna call it out.
She did, and I kind of helped out a little bit, you know, and it was good for her, but she was very honest with her boyfriend, and he was like, look, I can't have you seeing this guy and him getting you aroused, so Dunsky. I'm like, snap. Oh, there goes, you know, another one back to the drawing board.
There goes another one.
You know, and then another one, I kind of messaged somebody with no intentions of meeting them. They were sick. I messaged them, little sad face, to say, oh, I'm sorry. They liked it. That started a conversation back and forth. And about a month and a half later, we were meeting each other, and she babied me.
Nice.
Right? It was a nice weekend of babying. And not the whole time, obviously. But that came from just a random smiley or sad face to one of her stories. And it was, again, no intention. And it turns out. So when you least expect it, you'll probably find somebody that you meet with. And if you're trying too hard,
yes.
You know,
it comes off as like desperate or like one single-minded goal.
And I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Oh, you've been that person.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of us unexperienced, maybe not in the community, but in like my vanilla life, I've been that puppy dog following somebody around, and it's just never worked out.
Oh, okay. I find that the best things are live events.
Yeah.
Just try and go to a live event, whether it be just a regular lunch, a play party, or a dungeon event or something like that.
Yeah.
And I started going to like general kink events in Las Vegas. And there are littles that go there and they don't even know about the ABDL community.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll
That's
go
nuts.
into the kink community first, and then I'll see that they're little and reach out to them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
so you don't know. So don't like just close off. Like I can only go to ABDL events. Go to general events, like general fetish events and stuff.
Yeah, I could do that. There's not too many in my area, and the ones I've been to are just like, you know.
I'm telling them, not you.
Yeah.
I don't care about you.
But do that.
Yeah.
What she said.
Yeah.
And you might find somebody there, you know. But keep trying. I mean, you know, don't give up. Don't give up type of thing, you know.
Yeah, just go to events.
Go to events.
Because the goal can just be friendship first.
Yeah.
And then attractions can start afterwards.
But don't be shy. Don't be shy to do it. And if you're really not 100% certain, try not to string the people along because they get hurt.
Oh fuck yeah.
You know, like
don't do that.
Don't do that. It's not right. It's not nice. It's not right.
Yeah. It's happened to me.
Yeah.
It sucks. and then you get more closed off the more it happens to you. Because I've been like lied to or like stood up numerous times, and then each time it happens, I get less and less open about meeting people.
Yeah.
Now that person has to try harder.
Yep.
Or be already vetted.
Yes.
So this is how I get to the point I am now.
Stood up, huh? I've been stood up once. I set up a play date, and the day of, I'm on my way to the hotel. Oh, I can't make it. My dog died, or something. My mom's dog died. I'm like, all right.
Oh, like, I mean, that could have been real. You don't know that.
It's just.
That's happened before.
I mean, but here's the thing. No, here's why I thought it wasn't. There was no, listen, I can't make it tonight. Let me make it up to you. Let's do it again.
Yes.
There was no counter offer. There was just, I can't do it. Sorry. And then I'm like, all right, nothing. I didn't respond. I deleted her number because don't waste my time. I bought this hotel. I was going to give her an experience. This was your benefit. Obviously, I would have gotten something out of it too, but that's just not right. And it turns people off it kind of starts the process of turning people off to meeting people. But
yeah, I know. That's happened to me.
Yeah.
Like not just in this fetish, but just even in my old lifestyle too.
Yeah.
I got super negative for a while.
Yeah. And so, right now, with the COVID and everything, I know it's hard to meet people or want to go meet people, but you still have virtual.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Yes, do all the virtual stuff. Do the virtual conventions.
Yep.
And even other city Zoom meetups. Just go to them anyways if they'll have you.
Yeah.
Go to Little Scouts. Like, don't just look for ABDL events.
Yeah. Fet Life's good for that. For events and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, if ABDL is your thing and you want to stick to the conventions, you can, but they're getting canceled left and right, so who knows when the next convention's going to be.
Right.
TeddyCon was canceled this year. CapCon is nowhere near to be found, so
and that's why I brought up the other kink events, because I have met and seen littles at general events because the ABDL events weren't happening. So they'll go to the other ones, and you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
Or who might be open to learning more about your interests.
And then, you can even try converting vanilla people.
I think that's a really high rate of success, because I've seen it.
That's part what I need to work on, is trying to get vanilla partners to know about that side of me and to kind of do it in a way where I don't scare them off.
Okay, it's a whole other video.
That's a whole other topic.
Maybe we could role play.
What do you mean?
Like, I could be the vanilla person and then you're coming out.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll just do a bunch of different reactions.
We could do that,
okay.
I guess. Okay.
You're like, oh no. Wow, we rambled on for forever.
9 minutes.
Dude, we talked for like 35 minutes.
That's not 35 minutes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. That's
and
long.
then most of it is, you know, you sharing your experiences,
Yes.
but also building yourself up to be an upstanding and safe
I'm a
person.
safe person. I'm not looking to get anything out of this. I'm just trying to show you my experiences and how I think when I get stood up, or you know, you get angry. You know, I'm like, fuck you. You're lost, type of thing. You're lost. All right, you're lost. You know,
Right.
you know, type of thing. And then it is what it is, and that's how you got to take it. It's their loss. If they don't want to hang out with you at the end of the day, it's their loss.
And it's the same with me too. Like, I'm very open, but you have to come at me in a good, respectful way.
Yes.
Not in a way where, hey, can you do this for me? Like, I'm
Yeah.
some fetish dispenser and I don't fucking know you.
Yeah. And some people just want that though.
Right, and there are people that you could pay for that, which is
Exactly.
fine. And I did that for a long time, and that's fine. I actually met like pretty much all of my play partners as clients first.
Okay. And then you like them, and they're like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. That's another way of doing it. But yeah, you know, meeting people in this community is hard. But you do make some good friends,
Yeah.
and you know, I make connections with all types of people, couples. If they're some of these couples, their content is just
Fire.
superb, and
It is.
I always reach out and I always compliment. I said, or I shout them out on my stories, like, you got to follow this couple,
Oh yeah.
and we become friends that way.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I wouldn't mind meeting couples again for no satisfaction of my own, other than to meet somebody and, you know, hey, we share the same interests.
Right.
You're a normal person. I'm a normal person. We just have this kink.
And to see the positivity
Yes.
together as a couple too is really
Yep.
inspiring.
I met up with another little yesterday, as a matter of fact, and he was a great person, gave me good advice, and again, you don't know until you meet these people, and you know, normally I don't meet up with dudes because for me this is sexual, but I'm like,
I
well,
couldn't meet up with them.
that sucks.
We could have had like an awesome diaper threesome.
Well, no, see, there you go. See, I don't know. Gotta go that route.
I miss the diaper orgy.
See, I don't know if I would do something like that.
Yeah.
But it depends on the friends that you meet. You
Yeah.
know, it really does, I guess. You don't know until you try.
Yeah.
But you have your preferences, and hopefully you meet the people whose preferences align with yours so that you have a good time. And if anything, you go out and have drinks. Doesn't even have to be little. Or you could both be wearing diapers underneath. And that's
Oh, yeah.
a little secret there. Ha ha ha.
I know. That's fun.
A diaper connection sort of thing. But, you know, depends on your expectations on what you want. Some people don't want that. Some people just want to get down and just play.
Yeah. And I think that's good to talk about before you even meet someone.
Yep.
Like, hey, what are you looking for? Or,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
ideally,
Yeah.
like, is this just friendship for you? Or is
Yep.
it more because
Yeah.
I am or I'm not open to that? So they know.
Yeah. And a lot of times I'll go into a meeting with that we're just going to meet for drinks.
Yeah.
We're just going to meet for drinks. Let's just have drinks. That's it. Done. No, we'll talk about what we talk about, you know, diapers and everything. Like we just went out to eat and we talked about it, you know, nonchalantly between us. And that's what we'll do. But, you know, don't expect something right off the bat unless the connection is really just like right when you meet somebody,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I feel really comfortable around this
Right.
person.
And sometimes it doesn't happen right away and it takes time to develop. And
Yeah.
I can bring up actual, you know, times like that
Yeah,
in
exactly.
my life. Like one guy I'm attracted to, I noticed him on FetLife being a complete sarcastic, hilarious a-hole sometimes. And I was attracted to his personality even though I had no idea what he looked like. And it did
that's
not
nice.
matter. And I actually stalked him. I found him. I found him at an event, and I was like, yeah, I think
Well,
this person's for me.
see, she's a go-getter.
I
See,
am.
that's a go-getter right there.
But he put the time in to be the sarcastic, hilarious person online first.
Yep. And why? Because he was being himself.
He was. Yes.
He was being himself. Just be yourself too. That's another thing. If you're weird and that's you, that's you. Somebody's gonna like your weirdness. Nobody likes me being infant. Not everybody likes the infant side of me.
No.
A lot of people like the daddy side of me. They'll follow my daddy account. The people who like the infant side, they'll follow my infant account. I know how to act with who I interact with. If this person is just a little, and I will tell them, you're a good girl, and that's a nice, hey kiddo type of thing. And if we get to that kind of conversation, sometimes you start sexting, I guess what you call it.
Sexting?
Baby sexting,
Yeah.
ABDL sexting.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh, my fantasy is this. And then they'll be like, oh my God, that's so hot, I want to do that. Yeah, what if we tried, then you start those conversations.
Yeah, totally.
Those are nice.
Yeah.
And then in the back of your head, I'm like, okay, I need to meet this person somehow. That's when that shit starts, because then you start getting worked up too. Careful with that.
I only like diaper sex with people I know now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have the extra time and energy to like put forth to strangers at this point.
I know I've never had a diaper sex, so I wouldn't know.
Did you say diaper sex?
Yeah.
Oh, I said diaper sexting. Texting.
I misheard. Sexting.
Okay.
That's good though. I've done that plenty of times.
Okay, we're rambling too long.
Yes, we are. Okay, anyway. This was fun. I'm glad you let me ramble.
Yeah, I did. I'm not going to let you ramble on the other one.
No. Okay, my bad. She's going to have to edit this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I appreciate it. Super B.
And, and diaper perv.
Signing out.
D-perv. Bye.
Adios.